Hey everyone, it's Bella, the founder of the Embody Wellness Institute, and today I wanted to bring the topic of change and transformation head on into this video to help those of you that are dealing with shifts in your relationship, are dissatisfied at work, or are looking at changing your business, realizing that you're not taking good care of yourself and want to really improve your health and energy levels. Whatever it may be, change is really unnerving and stressful for a lot of people. And it could seem like, if you, especially after the pandemic, I think a lot of people are dealing with these changes on so many different levels, and it can be really destabilizing to feel like everything is moving around. Our society doesn't know where it's going. It almost feels like we've disconnected and destroyed some of the things that weren't working before, and we haven't really constructed where we're moving towards, and so we have to construct this bridge as we're walking on it, right? And so I wanted to give you an example from my personal life to exemplify and walk you through the do's and don'ts of change and transformation. For me, one of the greatest transformations I've had happened about 7 years ago, when I had recently moved to Brazil and I was at a very prestigious job, which I should have been very happy about. I had just gotten married. I was taking good care of myself, exercising, eating well. On the surface, I should have been very satisfied about all of this. But inside of me, I felt something that was just not quite right. So every day I would come to work, this feeling kept growing. And I really felt this discomfort growing more and more and more and more, but I kept ignoring it, right? I kept going to the social events and having a glass of wine here and there and just sort of ignoring that feeling that something is wrong. Until one day my body decided to give me a signal that I couldn't ignore anymore. I was running on the beach in Ipanema, and all of a sudden, I remember this clearly, it was like the full moon, and I saw the statue of the Christ, and all of a sudden, and I was like, what is happening with me? And all of a sudden, my heart just literally jumped out. I felt like it jumped out into my throat and started beating at a speed that I thought I was just having a heart attack. As I was going through that experience, I realized it was a sign that things had to change. And so, obviously, I immediately went to a lot of different doctors, did a lot of tests, and 2 different doctors told me that I had to go on medication for the rest of my life to pace my heart, to stop doing rigorous exercise, including running and dancing. And that was basically their verdict. And I was 32 at the time. And I just looked at them, and then I looked at myself in the mirror and said, wait, what? Me, the healthy person, I'm not going to take that as an answer. I'm sorry. And I really, at that moment, I decided that I was going to transform myself, transform my life, and do whatever it takes to get back and really take ownership of my own health, right? Because what had happened, and my body kept sending me signals, is that I had misaligned myself, both from my purpose. I was not listening to my body. I was ignoring its signals. And my mind was always racing. I was always stressed. So I had to look at all of those areas simultaneously to see what needed to shift. So what I noticed was 3 things. 1, my purpose was completely off. I was after prestige, but I wasn't going after my dreams. So I quit my job within the next couple of weeks, even though it was a really difficult decision. Secondly, I started listening to my body, and I noticed that when I drink a glass of wine, especially red wine, and when I wake up the next morning and I feel kind of tired, I drink that coffee and then I go for a run, that's when I'm much more likely to have those palpitations. So it was really looking at my body and saying, wait, there's something that my body is not accepting in terms of food. And then I realized that my body was also always stressed. So I started practicing meditation, even though it was extremely difficult for me. I'm a really active person, so meditation did not come easily. But I really tried, and I did breathing exercises, relaxation, and all of those things to really get my body back into its healing mode. And guess what? 2 or 3 months afterwards, I went back for a checkup. My heart was fine. I did not need medication anymore. I haven't had one of those attacks anymore, even though they repeated a couple of times when I was going through kind of the peak of my situation. And guess what? I went back to dancing, running on the beach, and doing all of those things that I really enjoy. Why? Because at that moment, I decided to shift. Not the situations around me, but I decided to change. I decided to become the new me. And that's what I wanted to invite you to do if you're going through this transformational situation. Don't look at it as something difficult and, I'm going to have to, go through these challenging times and I'm going to have to work on all of these different areas. No, it's a time for you to really re-envision yourself, really visualize a new future for yourself, and really put yourself in a new position where things will fall into place, right? When you really declare to the universe that you're ready to pursue your new dream and be your new self, the universe will conspire and help you out. And that's exactly what happened with me. I had to look at my body and be more in tune with it. I had to really see that my mind was racing too much and I wasn't connected to that healing place where I could really nourish my body and nourish my soul's purpose. And I had to make a difficult decision that my professional relationship or my professional life was not where I wanted to be, and I needed to shift. And so if you need help really looking at all of those different areas, that's exactly what I've been doing with a lot of people, and really looking at where you are on all of those fronts, body, mind, and purpose, and then kind of designing a new you and really transforming all of the habits that go around with that, right? Because it didn't just take a mindset shift, it also took changing a lot of specific things that I do in my day-to-day to be able to become this new Bella. So I invite you to really look at all of these areas in your life where you're having to shift and change things and see it as an opportunity. And if you need help, contact me. I'd be happy to walk you through my new you model with the sensefulness method and support you through this phase of transformation and developing not only the new you, but the new world that we're really eager to create, and the new societies and the new way of living that I think all of us are really eager to embrace. Thank you.